Namaste. It's a wonderful moment to be in front of the eminent people. I thank the Almighty for giving this opportunity to share the small knowledge in front of all the divine souls. So here today my topic is integrating yoga and Ayurveda in a medical system. So the two great sciences which were given to this humanity, one of the very, very oldest science or medical system, or the path of the wisdom given to the universe from our mother country, India, the yoga and Ayurveda. As far as, first let me talk a little bit about the Ayurveda. We all believe that Ayurveda is a system of the medicine, but generally what Ayurveda, the basic definition given by Vagbhada in Ashtanga Sangraha, he says the sutra, Hitahitam sukham dukkam ayustasya hitahitam manam cha tacha yatroktam ayurveda sa uchyate. The sutra defines it is not at all a system of the medicine, it's a way of life. If you take the definition for the term Ayurveda, Ayu means the life. Veda means the knowledge about the life. So, if you take the definition hitam ahitam, which is conducive, which is non-conducive. Hitam ahitam, which is sukha and dukkha, which is happy, which is painful, dukkha. What are all its measurement? How to understand these things in our life? That is what the definition given by the ancient acharyas. Now it become more commercial, so all the people becomes it's the system of medicine. Hitam ahitam sukham dukkam ayustasya hitahitam manam cha tacha yatroktam ayurveda sa uchyate. This is what Vagbhada says in his Ashtanga Sangraha, the text. As far as health concern, the definition given by Susruta in his, known as the eminent surgeon, the first surgeon, Susruta says, Samadosa samagnisya samadadu malakriyaha prasanna atma indriya manaha swastaha. It denotes that the three doshas, known as Vata, Pitta and Kapha, Agnis. In our body there are, according to Ayurveda, there are 13 different types of Agnis are there. The 5 Bhuta Agnis, known as Prithvi, Aptejas, Vayu, Akasha, and 7 Dhatu Agnis, like Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Medas, Asti, Majja, Sukla. The another one is called Jatar Agni, the digestive fire. All these 13 Agnis must be well balanced. And also the process of malas, the impurities, should go out from the body. Along with this, the sense organs and the motor organs, the indriyas, 10 indriyas must be under our control. And mana and the Atman. Atman must be glittering. If such things are there, then he is called healthy person. This is according to Ayurveda definition given. That is what the World Health Organization also now says. Like a physical, mental, emotional, intellectual, social, and finally the spiritual well-being is a healthy person. what the Ayurveda says, why the dukkha comes? Are we all happy in our life? Always. We say, obviously the answer must be no, because it is always changing. What is the cause for the dukkha? Pain. The Ayurveda says, 3 reasons. They are called asatmiya indriyartha samyoga, improper connection between the sense and sense object. This is the one thing. The second one is called prajna aparadha. The consciousness goes wrong. And the third one is called parinama. Parinama means the seasons. These 3 things can cause the disease. So among these 3, the main cause is called, they give the asatmiya indriyartha samyoga. Asatmiya means unwholesome contact between the sense and sense object. In yoga we say it's avidya, ignorance. Ignorance is the root cause for all sufferings. If we say ignorance, what is ignorance? Avidya. There is a beautiful definition given in Patanjali Yoga Sutras by Patanjali. Anitya, asuchi, dukkha, anatmasu, nitya, suchi, nitya, sukha, sukhatmakyatir, avidya. They say like the impermanent things appear to be real, it is called avidya, according to Patanjali says. So there is a greater relationship between yoga and Ayurveda. They all say all the dukkha, pain, causes because of the ignorance, avidya, improper understanding. So how to overcome all these things? In a way to get the right knowledge about everything. So Ayurveda, according to Ayurveda, yes, like yoga, we have the Ashtanga yoga, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. In Ayurveda also, we have the Ashtanga Ayurveda. There are 8 branches of Ayurveda. That is what Kaya Chikitsa, Salya, Salakya, Kaumara, Bridya, Agata Tantra, and Rasayana, Vajikarna. These all are the health promoting aspects given in Ayurveda. Like Ashta is the one of the eminent number which gives Ashtanga Ayurveda. Similarly, in Ayurveda, we have the Panchakarmas, the 5 practices. Panchakarma. In yoga, we have the Shatkarma, 6 karmas, which is the 6 purificatory process. All these things brings about the health. It is not only the therapeutic aspect. How can you improve your health? That is what given in these 2 texts. If we take the yogic aspect, we all know yoga is not union. The yujyate anene iti yoga. Yoga is nothing but union. Union of what? Union of what? There are 2 types of union. One union within the microcosm, whereas the body, speech and thought. This is the union which takes place within the microcosm. When these things happen, the next things, the microcosm merging with the macrocosm. That is called the greater union known as Jivatma and Paramatma, or the individual self with the cosmic self. Once it happens, what happened? So there is Jivatma merging with Paramatma. Once the avidya goes, the Jivatman is merging with Paramatman. So as Upanishad says, as the human body, so is the cosmic body. As the human mind, so is the cosmic mind. As the microcosm, so is the macrocosm. As is the atom, so is the universe. That is was the greater words given by Upanishads. So, if we understand ourselves very clearly, then it's very easy to understand how to overcome the sufferings. Why the sufferings comes, all these things. So if you take the yoga, there are four streams are there. They say different yoga. Only yoga is the only one. As like sweet is the one, sweet taste is one. Similarly, yoga is the one. But to reach the yoga, there are different paths. The main paths are Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. The four streams. Karma Yoga is the selfless service. Bhakti Yoga is the devotion or total surrender. Raja Yoga is the path of self-control, and Jnana Yoga is with the self-analysis. All these paths are leading to the one goal. We have to understand very clearly, do we all practice yoga, or are we practicing yogic practices? There are a great difference between the yoga and yogic practices. What for we are practicing all these things? To reach the state of yoga. Yoga is the final state where all these practices are terminating or culminating. Only we can do yogic practices. Yoga can't be practiced. Yoga is the final destination where the union takes place. So, if you take the streams of yoga, among these, why we need to practice yoga, object of the life, what is the goal of the life, all these things. Everyone invariably wants peace in our life. That is called Nitya Ananda, the permanent happiness. As I said earlier, why we are suffering? Ignorance, that is called avidya. How to overcome this avidya? What the yoga does? Yoga takes away, it brings the light of knowledge that removes the darkness or avidya. Here ends the suffering. If you take Ayurveda, if you take Ashtanga Ayurveda, similarly Raja Yoga contains the 8 steps. Ashta means the 8, the limbs are the wings, are the branches, the limbs. So Maharishi Patanjali has given this Ashtanga Yoga in Sanskrit, whereas in Tamil the Saint Tirumular has given this Ashtanga Yoga. The Ashtangas are the yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. These all are the 8 branches. Yama means the social discipline. Niyama means the personal discipline. Asana is what we all over the world thinks that asana itself is yoga. It's a posture. Pranayama is supposed to be the proper understanding about the breathing. How we have to breathe, what is the energy, what is prana, all these things. Pratyahara is how to withdraw the senses. That is what Ayurveda says, improper connection between the sense and sense organs. That is what the Pratyahara. Dharana is concentration. Dhyana, as we know, all people knows about the contemplation. And the Samadhi is supposed to be the union with the big self. So, yama, how it comes? Yama is the yama and niyamas are the center core of the yogic practices. If you take the Ashtanga Yoga, we can see asana, pranayama, all these things we can see externally. The thing which we cannot see is the yamas and niyamas. If you take the 100 stories of the building, we can enjoy the beautiful structure which has outside. But we don't know how the building stands, because there is a deeper, how deep, how wider, so you can lift the building more up. How the yamas and niyamas going deeper and broader, so high the quality of the practices goes like. So if you take the asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana and samadhi, all these things based on the yamas and niyamas. The one thing is missing all over the world now, the yoga, the yamas and niyamas are not there. That is what the missing. Our ancient people were giving the Very important. That's why Patanjali puts the yamas and niyamas. When I go to the workshops, the people ask, why Patanjali put the yamas and niyamas? Why not the asanas first? Because Hatasya Pratamang Gatvat Tat Asanam Purvam Uchyate, as Swatma Rama says in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, the people used to ask. But without the basic discipline, how high you go, one day you are going to fall. Why we are not able to follow all these? I was practicing yoga for 5 years, then I gave up by changing. Because the basic understanding is not there, yamas and niyamas. It has to be practiced. Ayurveda says the same word. Ayurveda says the discipline. It is called the nitya rasayana. Nitya means it has to be practiced every moment. Every moment it has to be practiced. That is what the Patanjali says, the Mahavratam. Desa kala samaya anavichinna sarvabhuma Mahavratam, Patanjali says. It has to be practiced. In difference with the kala, desa and everything. So yamas and niyamas must be given higher priority. If they understand yamas and niyamas, then naturally what for we are doing the asana practices, what for we are doing pranayama practice, why we need to meditation, everything we will understand very clearly. So because since the time is very less, yama is supposed to be the social discipline. Niyamas, according to Patanjali, ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha, yamaha. That is what Patanjali says, whereas Tirumular says 10 disciplines. Patanjali says only 5. In Tamil text, Tirumular expands this to 10. He says that Kollan, Poikoran, Kalavilan, Yengunan, Nallan, Adakamudayan, Naduchaya Vallan, Pagundunban, Masilan, Kal Kamam Yillan, Yamatin Idai Nindrane. This is what the sutra given in Tirumula Tirumandaram for yamas. Next. Niyama is supposed to be the personal discipline. They are called the Saucha, Santosha, Tapas, Swadhyaya, Iswarapanidhanaka. Saucha means the cleanliness. We have to understand very clearly, if we wanted to practice yamas and niyamas, for the yamas, we need to have the society. Without a society, we cannot practice yama. Whereas in order to practice niyama, we not at all need the society. It is purely personal. If we wanted to do the himsa we are doing, in 3 ways. Like a kaika, vachika and manasika. The physical abuse, verbal abuse and abuse in the thought level. But if we wanted to misuse this, we need to have some object. If we wanted to lie, we cannot lie to ourselves, no way. But if I wanted to lie, I need the society. If I wanted to do the violence, I need the society. If I wanted to steal, I need some other people. So all these things. Whereas in order to keep saucha, cleanliness, I don't need the society at all. Internally, I wanted to be pure. I don't need to depend upon the society. For the contentment, do we need the society? Not at all. Since we think that the happiness comes from outside, because of our ignorance, that is why we are not at all contented in our life. There is a beautiful proverb in Tamil, like a podum endra maname pon seyyum marundu. There is another proverb like selvam என்பது சிந்தையின் நிறைவு. It is not in the bank. It is up to your mind. Selvam என்பது சிந்தையின் நிறைவு. Once if you are contented in your thought, then you are the richest person. So these all are the yamas and niyamas. Next. So asanam, I don't need to talk. Okay, everybody knows like stiram sukham asanam. As Hatha Yoga Pradipika says, Kuryat tadasanam stairyam arogyam cha angalagavam. Something like how to practice asanas. What is the benefit of the asana? The Patanjali defined very clearly. Tato dvandva anabhigataga. You will not be affected by the opposites. If the asana practice is right, there the contentment should come. Tata dvandva, duality disappears. The dualities are two, always likes and dislike. I want, I don't want. I need, I don't need. Always two things. If your asana practices are right, then you are not affected by the dualities. Tata dvandva ana abhighataha. You will not be get affected. So asana practices itself is giving the greater contentment. Then think about the other practices like pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana. Those things are like. Next. So these are the kinds of practices, yogic practices given in the Hatha Yoga, like Surya Namaskara, Asana, Pranayama, Kriya, Mudra, Bandha, and meditation. All these things are like different Hatha Yogic practices. So among these, the eminent thing goes to the pranayama. One of the vital aspect. Pranasya ayama, pranayama, the word, if you take the terminology. Ayama means so-called the increasing, lengthening, extending. Prana means, we all know prana is the life principle. Next. So, of the Ashtanga Yoga is the science of breathing. It talks about how to breathe, what is the breath, what is the breathing, what is the prana, what is the difference between the air and the prana. It has to be very clearly, we have to understand. Next. If you take the word prana, that itself has everything. If you take the prana word, prana, it can be broken into two. One is called pra and another one is called ana. Pra means before. Ana denotes the anu, so-called the atoms and the molecules. That which comes to the existence before the molecular manifestation started to begin. That is what we say cosmic energy, so-called the cosmic prana or cosmic mind, cosmic soul, anything. That which comes to the existence before the molecular manifestation takes place. Next. There are so many verses given in Upanishads, like Pranasyetam vaset sarvam tridivye yat pratishthitam mateva putrana rakshasva. So these are all sutras given in So this is what talks about the Upanishads. Upanishads talks about, so many Upanishads talks about the word of prana. Next. So classification known as Mahaprana. When the Mahaprana enters into the microcosm, it takes two different forms known as Mukhya Prana and Upapranas. One prana, like how we take the electricity, is the one energy. When it goes into the bulb, it eliminates the light. When it goes into the mic, it produces sound. When it goes to the refrigerator, it gives the cool. When it goes to the oven, it eliminates the heat. So similarly, one cosmic prana enters into the microcosm. It started to do the different functions. In order to understand the different functions, our people has given different names, where it places, where it resides, how it functions. Like similarly, entire body made up of cells. We say different names in order to understand the function, like epithelial cell, columnar cells, we say something like different. So the two pranas. Mahaprana, what does Mahaprana? Mahaprana is the responsible for the movement of the entire cosmos. How the entire cosmos is sustained because of this Mahaprana. Next. The Mukhya Prana is something like Prana, Udana, Samana, Apana and Vyana. These all are the Pancha Mukhya Pranas, where it situated in our body. So similarly like this, it's a huge topic. But the definition for the pranayama word, how to prolong the life. In order to prolong the life, what for we need to prolong our life? In order to achieve the purusharthas, like Dharmartha Kama Mokshanam. There is a Veda says, Sarira Madhyam Kalu Dharma Sadhanam. Only with this human body, you can execute your dharma. Sariram Adhyam Kalu Dharma Sadhanam. Dharma can be practiced only with this human body. So if you wanted to practice, this body should be hale and healthy. This body must be hale and healthy. Then only we can practice dharma. Without dharma, reaching to the God consciousness or the enlightenment, all these things are not possible. So I think it's time up. So I wanted to bring my students so small demonstration about how the asanas can be done, the things can be done. So I thank sincere thanks to Dr. Ananda Balayag Bhavanane and Ammaji and this management giving me such a wonderful opportunity to share my small things with you. Okay, thank you very much.